Developing story now. Authorities say it could take weeks until they determine the motive behind the Christmas Day bombing in Nashville. The bomber has now been identified as 63-year-old Anthony Warner. He died in the blast. Investigators say DNA from the scene matched DNA from a glove and a hat found inside a vehicle he owned. Nashville police posted this video of the explosion. Officers say they heard a warning from a speaker in the RV. It said, "Evacuate now, there is a bomb." The blast injured at least 3 people, damaged dozens of buildings, and knocked out wireless service in and around the city. In a moment, we'll talk to former FBI profiler Clint Van Zandt. But first, let's go to NBC's Morgan Chesky in Nashville now. Morgan, tell us what you've learned about Warner.
Yeah, quite a bit, Contessa. Investigators sharing some of the details that have come out in just the past 24 hours since they named him as the man they believe responsible for the Nashville bombing. And important to note, the only individual tied to it at this time. And we are just a mere blocks away from where that bomb went off early Christmas morning inside that RV that police say Warner drove overnight, parked, and then was likely inside when the bomb went off. Now, I had a chance to speak with the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation earlier today about what led them to him as their prime suspect. And they said it came down to 2 key pieces of evidence, tissue recovered at this scene that they were then able to match with DNA found in a hat and gloves inside a car that Anthony Quinn Warner had given to a woman for free some months ago. That combined with the fact that tips were called in identifying the RV from the scene to an RV seen parked in Warner's backyard. All of this led them to their man, but what remains to be seen is the motive. And here's what investigators had to say about that today.
It does appear that the intent was more destruction than death. But again, that's all still speculation at this point as we continue in our investigation.
And the damage is beyond extensive here. More than 40 buildings damaged. One of them collapsed. They haven't even had a chance to go see which of these buildings will be condemned or not because it's still too dangerous to get back there. And investigators are going to be on hands and knees working towards that bombing crater that was created from the explosion to hopefully find out more about what this explosion, what this bomb was actually made of. Contessa, we'll send it back to you.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.